Hi, Sabrina here with another tutorial for you, and this is going to be a mouse beanie. It's just a regular mouse, not the Minnie Mouse or any other kind of mouse. It's just like a little gray mouse with a cute little nose, and that's what we're going to make today. We're using Red Heart Super Saver weight yarn. I have the various colors of baby pink, black, white, a lime green because the customer wanted it with lime green, but you can still stay with the pink, and heather gray for the whole beanie itself. We're going to be using a 4mm hook, or you can use a 5 if you want a larger size, for more like an adult, but I'm making this for a child size. Ages from 2 years old, so I used a 4mm hook. If you want a bigger one, you use a 5mm hook, and if you want this to be an adult, use a 5.5mm hook. We are going to be using scissors and a tempers needle to sew in our ends. You will be needing a crochet marker for this project as well to count your rows on the beanie itself. Okay, so what I have here is my single crochet beanie, and I went down to the 29th row, and you can find this tutorial on my YouTube channel, Kicks by Sabrina or Sabrina Sun. You can check out both of them. It's just a basic single crochet beanie that I've done, and I've gone up to the 30th row using the 4mm hook. So that way it's a little bit smaller and tighter for the 2-year-old child that I'm doing this for. I'm going to add ear flaps, and to do that we use crochet markers. What you do is you lay your beanie as flat as possible down, put a marker at the end of this stitch and this stitch. I use bobby pins for markers, just like so, and you put the other one on the other side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open this up right here. We're going to go back 6 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Attach your hook there, and that's where we're going to start attaching our yarn to. So I'm using the gray yarn, I'm adding ear flaps. So I'm going to attach my yarn just like so. Chain up 1, and now I'm going to single crochet across up to 12 stitches. So this is counted as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Now I'm turning my work around. I am not chaining up or anything like that. What I'm doing is putting my yarn behind my work, just like so. I'm skipping the first stitch, moving to the second one. This is the first, this is the second, single crochet, and now I'm going to single crochet all the way across. Okay, now that I'm at the end, I'm turning my work around. Again, I'm putting my yarn behind my work. Skip the first stitch, move to the second, and single crochet. And now I'm single crocheting in every other stitch all the way across to the end. I'm going to continue this process until we get to the very end of having only 3 stitches remaining on the top. So now I'm at the end. I'll turn my work around. Again, I put my yarn behind my work, skip the first one, move to the second one, single crochet, and single crochet all the way across. As you can see, it is decreasing every row, and it's becoming what I call the pyramid. It's like a little triangle that's building up. We are turning our work around, put our yarn behind our work, skip the first one, move to the second one, single crochet, single crochet all the way across. Now I have a member on my group, Havoc Mayhem on Facebook, and she should send a picture. Turn your work around, skip the first one, move to the second one, single crochet, and single crochet all the way across. And what I was talking about, she had a picture of her finger. People crochet like this, and the tension from the yarn is leaving a mark on your finger. I like to keep the yarn behind my work. I have it barely touching my finger. That way it's not wrapped around or it's like using the circulation, and I don't get the marks on my finger, as you can see here. So if you have that problem, try working with your finger downwards instead of having it up. So let's single crochet all the way across. Turn your work around, put your yarn behind your work, skip the first one, move to the second one, single crochet, and single crochet all the way across. Now I have 5 stitches remaining on the top. I'm going to turn my work around, skip the first one, move to the second one, 1, single crochet all the way across, that's 2, 3, 4, and this is our last one. We're going to turn our work around, skip the first one, move to the second one. Here's our first single crochet, second, and third. So when you get to here and you have 3 stitches remaining, that means you're finished. You want to fasten off, take the yarn, wrap it around your hook, and pull all the way through and pull nice and tight. You want to do the same thing to the other side. What you do is count back 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Start from here, attach your yarn, single crochet 12 across, and keep decreasing by 1. I'm going to do this one off camera and come with you with mine finish. You do yours, and we'll meet back here with our ear flaps finish. Okay, so now I have both my ear flaps done, as you can see here. Now I'm going to do the border that goes around. I'm changing color. I'm going with the green, and I'm going to start from one of the edges where the ear flap and the beanie happens. You want to get right into that corner, attach your yarn, chain up 1, and now we're going to single crochet all the way across till we get to the other side of the ear flap. If you hear talking in the background, it's just my kids downstairs. I'm trying to get these videos out there for you guys, so sorry about the interference. Okay, so now I'm at the edge of the other ear flap. What we're going to do now is we're going to go into each row. As you can see your ridges going up, and you could see each row. There's one row, there's the second row, third row, fourth, fifth, 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th. We're going to go in each row and single crochet on the very corner, just like I'm doing here. I'm going in each row. My hook is stuck on something. There we go. And I'm just going to single crochet all the way up. Now we get to the top. I'm going to single crochet in those 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3, and now I'm going to single crochet back down the other side in each row. So this top one is done. I'm going to go in the next one, the next one, okay. Now I'm on the back side of the beanie, or the front, depending on what you desire, and we're going to single crochet across the other side to the other ear flap. I'm going to each stitch. I'm laying down my loose ends so I can crochet right over them, so I don't have to go over there and sew them in. They'll be already hidden inside. Okay, now I'm on the corner of the ear flap. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to go up and going into each row till we get to the very top. Single crochet in those 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3. Now we're working back down in each row. I'm at the end here and I got some loose ends I just gotta cut off. Slip stitch in your chain 1 and fasten off. You want to leave a tail so you can sew it in. I'm going to cut these 2 other ends off. And sew in my end here. Got my tempers needle, threading it. And what I like to do when I sew my ends in, I go up in the stitches and then I work back down again. Cut my loose end off. And that is done. So now we have our beanie with our ear flaps. Now we got to do the characteristic part. We're going to start by making the ears. So I'm going to place this to the side, and as you can see here, this is what you should have. So I'm going to place this to the side and we're going to start the ears. Okay, I've gone ahead and made one of the ears so you guys can get a good idea of what it will look like. And this is the ear right here, and this is what we're going to make. As you can see, it's fairly large. It's bigger than my hand here. And I used the green because that's what the customer wants. Now you could go with pink, it will look a lot better. But the green is actually looking really nice on this, so I'm liking the green as well. So we're going to make these ears. These are so similar to my Mickey Mouse ears, but a lot different because I'm using the double crochet instead of a single crochet. So let me show you how to make it. We're going to make two parts of this. We're going to make the green part and the gray part, and then we're going to sew them together. So let me show you what we're going to do here. You're going to get the green yarn, make a slip knot, attach your hook to the slip knot, and chain up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we are going to double crochet into our first chain. Our first chain is this one very at the end here, and we are going to double crochet 11 times. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, there's 11. Sorry. So now what we're going to do is pull on that loose end right here, that string, and it brings everything together. We're going to slip stitch on the top of our chain, and now we're going to chain up 2. We're going to double crochet in the same stitch as the chain 2. Do that again. I'm getting all tangled up in here. Wrap the yarn over, go into that stitch, pull through, wrap the yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2. So now what we're going to do is double crochet 2 double crochets in each of the stitches all the way around. To do that, we're going to wrap the yarn over a hook, go into the next stitch over, pull through, wrap the yarn over your hook, go into that same stitch again, pull through 2, pull through 2. There's 2 double crochets now in the same stitch. We're going to do that for every stitch all the way around. 2 double crochets in each stitch all the way around. Okay, so now I'm at the end here. I'm going to slip stitch on the top of my chain 2, and I'm going to chain up 2. 1, 2. I'm going to double crochet in the same stitch as the chain 2. Double crochet in the next stitch. 2 double crochets into the next. One double crochet in the next. 2 double crochets in the next, and we're repeating that pattern all the way around. 1 double crochet in the next, 2 double crochets into the next stitch. Repeat that all the way around until you get back to the beginning. Okay, last one. Then what you're going to do is slip stitch on the top of your chain 2, and you'll fasten off, and you'll make 2 of these. Now you're going to switch to the gray, and we're going to make this part here. It's the same thing as this, but we're going to go with another row, making it bigger, so I'm going to go all the way around. So make a slip knot, chain up 4, 2, 3, and 4. You want to double crochet 11 times in the first chain, 11 times, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Now you want to pull on that loose end to bring it all into the center. Slip stitch on the top of your chain 4, sorry. Now we're going to chain up 2, and now we're going to double crochet in the same stitch as the chain 2. Now we're going to put 2 double crochets in each stitch all the way around. So there's 1 double crochet, back in the same stitch again, and 2. I'm going to repeat that all the way around with 2 double crochets in each of the stitches all the way around. Okay, I'm at the end here. Now I'm going to slip stitch on the top of my chain 2. I'm going to chain up 2, double crochet in the same stitch as the chain 2. The next stitch I'm going to put 1 double crochet. The next stitch I'm going to put 2 double crochets. The next stitch I'm going to put 1 double crochet. The next stitch I'm going to put 2 double crochets. And I'm repeating that pattern all the way around. 1 double crochet in the next, 2 double crochets in the next. Repeat that pattern all the way around till you get to the end. Okay, my last one. Now I'm going to slip stitch on the top of our chain 2. And I chain up 2, double crochet in the same stitch as the chain 2. The next 2 stitches we're going to put 1 double crochet in each one. So the next stitch, 1 double crochet, the next stitch, 1 double crochet, the next stitch we're going to put 2 double crochets into the same stitch. The next 2 stitches you're going to put 1 double crochet in each one. The next stitch you want to put 2 double crochets into the same stitch. The next 2 stitches you want to put 1 double crochet in each one. The next stitch you want to put 2 double crochets into the same stitch. We're doing the same pattern all the way around. It is the next 2 stitches you want to put 1 double crochet in each one and then 2 in the next. So it's 1 double crochet, 1 double crochet, 2 double crochets. And you're going to repeat that pattern all the way around till you get back to the beginning. Okay, so I slip stitch on the top of my chain 2, and this is the finished part. You want to fasten off. Now you can see your rows right here. You see each one, 1, 2, 3, 4. You can see the lines, and then on the other side you see it, but it looks like it's coming up at you. This is the part where I want you guys to have out. So what we're going to do here is we're going to sew in our ends from the middle. What I like to do is go around the circle and then come back around again. So now I'm all the way around. I'm going to pull nice and tight, and now go the opposite way. Okay. I'm not worried about cutting that off yet because it's going to be inside the ear. And I'm going to do the same thing to this one. And now I'm going the opposite way. Okay. Now the outside parts is what we're going to be sewing in. So what you want to do is you want to make sure this part is in with this part. And what I like to do is I like to tie these two together. That way I know that they're connected. So now that won't go anywhere. And I'm not worried about having it tucked in or anything because this is going to be the outside, which is this part once you flip it over. So everything's going to be inside. So now what we're going to do is get the gray yarn, get enough to go all the way around, and thread your needle. Okay. Now we increased on the gray. So what we're going to do here is you're going to start from the end right here. You're going to go in. We're going into both stitches. As you can see here, I went into the green, now I'm going into the gray. Okay. Now I'm going to do it again. So every green, you're going to put 2 in this one. The next one, you're going to put 1, 2, 1. And I'm going to show you exactly what I mean. As you can see, I'm in the same stitches I put the first yarn in. And I'm moving over to the gray stitch. So I'm putting 2 of the gray. 2 stitches of the gray and 1 of the green. Then the next will be 1. So you're just going into 1. And then the next one will be 2 of the gray. So you're going into 1 green. And then you're going into this one. Then you're going right back in that same one, but you're grabbing the other stitch of the gray. Now you're going 1 on this one. The next one you're going to put 2. So you're just going in each of the green, but you're going to go 2, 1, 2, 1 on these. So we're going to put 2 gray stitches in 1 green. Just like so. Now this one's going to be 1. And this one's going to be 2. And you're going to repeat that all the way around. This is 1. And this is 2. 1, and this one is 2. And you just repeat that all the way around. But you are going to leave it opening so you can flip it over, so don't go all the way around yet. See how I have an opening here? That's what we're going to do. And I have an opening of 6 stitches from the green. Or if you're using another color. Okay, so now I have an opening. It's pretty big enough for me to flip over. So what I'm going to do is push this inside out, just like so. And there is our ear. And you're going to make 2 of these. Once you have 2 of these, I'm going to stuff in my tails here, except the long one. Okay. Once you have 2 of these, what you're going to do now is you're going to sew them onto the beanie. Lay your beanie nice and flat down, and you're going to adjust where you want them. I want them a little bit off from the tip. Here's my tip, so it's about 3 inches away, about 2.5 to 3 inches away, and I'm going to sew my ear on from there. And I just go on the top of my stitches here, and I'm just going to grab the green, and then on the other side I'm going to grab the gray. That way it stays up. Okay, so that side is done. Now I'm going to flip it over. Make sure it's nice and flat down. And now I'm going to sew in the gray part. Okay, so I'm at the end here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make a knot. So I have an opening I already went through. And I'm taking my needle and push it through. And I'm going to go again. And it's just going to knot it up. So now I don't have to worry about that. Pull nice and tight. And I'm going to feed it in, just like you're sewing in your ends, going one side and then back the other. And I'm going to do this to both sides, sewing on the ears. So there's one ear, and now I'm going to do the other ear. Now when I'm doing the other ear, I'm following the row for the other side so I can line it up perfectly. I'm going to start from there. I already have my end threaded, so I'm just going to shove this in here. And now I'm just going to sew on the other ear. And now I'm going to flip it over, work on the other side. Make sure it's nice and flat so you can actually see where you're going to be sewing it in. Okay, bring it to the front. And I already have my loose ends, so this part I'm just going to tie them together. It's a little different from the other side, but it's fine. Okay. Now we have our ears. You see there? Now we need to do the face. We're going to start by making the eyes. Okay, so now we're going to start the eyes. This is how we're going to make the eyes. I've already gone ahead and make one. You're going to make two of these, so let's get started here. You're going to use the white, and you want to make a slip knot. Chain up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We are going to double crochet 11 times in the first chain. This is the first chain right here at the end, and we're going to double crochet 11 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Now I'm going to take my loose string, which is already coming out, pull nice and tight on it, slip stitch in our chain 2, chain up 2. Now we are going to double crochet in the same stitch as our chain 2. And now we're going to put 2 double crochets in each of the stitches all the way around. So move to the next stitch, 2 double crochets, do that again. Next stitch, 2 double crochets, and you're just going to repeat that all the way around. Okay, this is my last one. Now I'm going to slip stitch and fasten off. Now you want to sew in those ends in the beginning, the middle of here, you want to sew those in, and you want to sew in your other ends as well before you sew them on. That way it doesn't unravel when washing or when the kid is playing with them, because the kids love to play with these. Okay, that center's done. Now I'm doing my other one. Okay, so the centers are done. You can sew on these ends if you like. What I'm going to do is I tie them to this so that it doesn't bother me when I'm sewing them on, and it actually holds it together as well. You don't want to tighten it too tight, you just want to tighten in the back just like so. See that? And I just cut the rest of it off so it's hidden and it doesn't flare up when you're sewing them on. Okay, so that is done, and now for the center of the eyes. You can use buttons, or like you can use a black button like this and put it in the center, or one of these buttons here, which I'm not sure which one I'm going to go with. Depending. I like the way they're all crazy looking. Or if you don't have buttons, what you can use is yarn. You'll take your black yarn and you'll do the center part right here. And I'll show you exactly what I mean. You will make a slip knot, get your hook, chain up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, double crochet 11 times in the first chain. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. You pull nice and tight on that loose end of yours and slip stitch on the very top of your chain too, and that could be your eyes, as you can see here. So you can actually do that if you want to use buttons, but I'm going to go ahead and use buttons, and I'm liking these buttons right here, so I'll be using these. And you want to do the same thing to make the nose. You're going to make one of these. You can either make it in pink or in black, and I think I'm liking the black on this, but I'm not sure. Where are they? We'll see. I'm going to keep this, and I'm still going to make a pink one here because I'm not sure, as I'm doing this freestyling it, so we'll see how things come out here. So you want to sew in your ends. Make sure you got them nice and sewed. After you're done sewing them, we can start sewing them in. If you're using buttons, you want to sew your buttons onto the white part before you sew them on. Here's the pink. If you're going to do a nose, same thing as the eye. You want to chain up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and double crochet 11 times in the first chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and one more, 11. Pull nice and tight on that loose end, slip stitch on the top of your chain 2, and fasten off. So that'll be a nose. But I'm going to go with the black because this is for a boy, and for some reason when it's pink on there they get all confused. So I'll probably just stick with the black. We'll see. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to sew in our buttons to our eyes. So get some white yarn. I'm going to get a lot so I can sew in my eyes as well after I'm done sewing in the eyes, the buttons. So I'm threading my needle. And instead of having it in the center, you want to have it lowered down in between the two rows. That's how I do mine. And I'm just going to sew on the button, or you sew on your eye just like so. But you want to sew it on the lower bottom, right in the edge, so you look like an eye. Okay, tie this on there really good. The next one, I'll have it on the bottom as well. Okay, so these are my eyes. You can do a cookie, like crazy, or you can have it looking down, or you can have it looking up, or you can have it cross-side, you can have it outwards. It's up to you. You can make this as silly as you want, or as cute as you want. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to start sewing on my eyes. I'm adjusting them, but before I sew on my eyes, I gotta sew the nose on. So, as you see here, I have my nose right there, and I'm going to sew my nose on. I'm going up about 1, 2, 3, 4. On the 4th row, I'm right there at the very end. And I'm going to start sewing this on. You want to make sure it's as even as possible. And that looks pretty even to me from corner to corner. And I'm going to start sewing this on now. I just start sewing it from the top of the stitches. I don't go in and out. Reason I don't like nothing being shown inside. I just want it to be all gray inside. So I crochet or sew on from the very top of the stitches. That way no colors will be bleeding through the back. Okay, so I've already sewed it all the way around. Now I'm going to just tie the two ends together, feed this one through. And that is my nose for this mouse. Now I want to get the white again and start sewing in my eyes now that I have something to show the center of it now. Okay, so I'm laying this flat down. I want my eyes to be like right in the middle of it. Make sure they're even from here to here too. You want one eye up here and one eye down here. You want to try to make sure they're even. And that looks pretty even to me, and I'm going to start sewing on the first one. I'll hold it down. I'm going to start here and start sewing around. I'm using my thumb to hold it down in place. You can always use a bobby pin to hold it down, a safety pin, and just pin it on there and just sew around it if you have difficulties doing this. So imagine this little guy all pink. He would look so cute too. I'll probably make another one all pink. Okay, so that one's done. Now I'm going to do the other one. Make sure it's nice and even. Following the line. Let's make sure I have it in the right place. And start sewing it on. Okay, so once you get here, I'm just gonna cut off the rest of the yarns and tie them. Tie the other one. Cut the yarn off, just like so. Now, get rid of these loose ends over here. You want to take your black yarn, and we're going to do the whiskers. So you want to get enough to go around. Thread your needle. And if you guys ever did my Hello Kitty beanie, we're going to do the same technique. So what we're going to do is we're going to go from the inside, and as you can see, I am poking it right through the nose on the side. I'm going to the top here because I'm going to put 1, 2, 3 on this side and 1, 2, 3 on that side. So I literally just went through the inside of the beanie, and I'm feeding this through. And this is the only thing that you're going to see from the inside. So now I'm going to go from here, and you can make them as big, as long as you want to. I think I'm going to come all the way to the end of the eye here, make these whiskers out a little bit more. And as you can see there, I went like that. Now we came from this side. Instead of coming back to this side and making too many lines in there, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down, say about here, as you can see, and I went down about 2 rows, and I'm going to feed it through, and now I'm going to feed it through the nose on the other side, bringing it down. From the nose, I'm going to get the bottom part right here, and I'm going to go outwards. I'm trying to line it up with the same one. Right there is good. And those are our whiskers. Now we're coming from the other side, doing the same thing. Going from the top here. I'm going to come out to the end of the eye. Feed it through the other side too already. So it'll be already coming through, as you can see. Come through this side, out through the other. And then I'm just going to go into the last one here. And feed it through. Now I have enough, so I'm going to take this inside out. I'm going to take my loose end here. And tie them together. So now I have a cross in there, and that's all I have. So there's our whiskers. I will add the tassels to this, but there is our beanie. I hope you guys enjoy this tutorial, and I hope your mouse comes as cute as mine is. I'm going to finish this off by making some tassels at the end. You can find my other tutorials on how to do that. Until next time, happy crocheting. Bye!